Okay, everybody, yes, it's me, Gregory Mannarino. Sit down and relax. Sincerely, I don't even know where to start. What a day we had here on Wall Street. And we got to take this all in, people. It's out of control. It's going to get so much worse, like I've explained to you by design. And I want you to be ready for it, people. Raise your awareness. Pay attention to what is going on around you. Because as I have said for a very long time, you haven't seen anything yet, despite the fact that we have an economy in free fall. As a percentage of GDP, the U.S. economy is shrinking at its fastest pace ever in history. Big secret. You're not supposed to know that. We have inflation today surging at its highest pace ever. Real wages based against inflation are also cratering at their fastest pace on record. Now, you would never know that if you would have listened to our illustrious retard. You don't like that word? Go away. Our illustrious retard president, Bidenstein. Okay. So what do we know just happened? Well, our illustrious retard president, Bidenstein, went out of his way to kiss the ass of current Fed Chair Powell, who is now nominated for a second term. I mean, did you ever see a more vomitous display of ass kissing in your life? Did you watch Joe Bidenstein today praise the Federal Reserve Chairman? He went on to say this, and I just want to read this one quote to you. This is right out of the mouth of our illustrious retard president. Okay, Powell brings stability to the central bank. Powell brings stability to the central bank. What about stability to our country? Well, you see, part of the mandate of the Federal Reserve is to maintain price stability. Well, I think that's common knowledge, right? I guess the retard illustrious president that we have has no idea that that is a mandate. What we're seeing now is surging inflation at its fastest pace ever. And it is about to get monumentally worse. Monumentally worse. I can promise you that. There is no doubt. I have more to talk about as we move forward here. But that is really the big story. On the news today, that retard, illustrious President Bidenstein is going to nominate Powell for a second term. Did you see what initially happened to the stock market? A surge across the board. Risk in this market, people, is skyrocketing. Look at the MMRI. It is like 97 and change right now. Look what's going on here. Okay, it's very easy to understand. The market doesn't really give a damn about you, me, or anyone else. It rewards those who understand what's going on, and it punishes those who have no idea of what is going on and what is coming down the pike here. So, the promise here of easy money, again, by the same guy who's been pumping the world, flooding the world with dollars on a historic scale. I mean, you know, all through this president, the one before him, since he was put in that place, just like the freak before him, you know, Janet Yellen. Okay, it's just not going to stop. And this is making the market giddy, and the market is ignoring risk. Nothing makes sense anymore, people. Again, don't believe Greg Mannarino. Go to the Federal Reserve's semi-annual financial stability report. You can look at it for yourself. Just Google it. The Federal Reserve laid out several points, which I covered right here in this video blog, explaining how valuations in this market don't make sense anymore. Margin debt is out of control, among many other things. And again, it's a hyper bubble. But again, the market don't care, because you have to understand, it's the investment banks, it's the large hedge funds, it's investors and traders who know how the market works, you, my lions, among these, are going to rip the face off of this no matter what happens. No matter what happens. And let me explain this to you in case you didn't notice. A big opportunity presented itself today, and we're going to talk more about that too. In fact, let me cover that real quick. Gold, silver, and pretty much the spectrum of cryptocurrencies got hit today. Let me ask you, in this environment, really, you tell me, in this environment of ever-expanding debt, okay, and a U.S. dollar that is under attack, and it will continue to be attacked as it loses purchasing power at an astonishing pace, as inflation continues to surge, do you think that maybe you should be looking at buying into weakness here, like I've been telling you since yesterday? Look, I've been telling you to buy the dip since time immemorial. Or do you think, you should just stay in the dollar here? Do you think maybe you should take advantage of anti-debt units? And cryptocurrencies are anti-debt units because you own them. They're not owned by an issuing central bank and owed back to an issuing central bank, plus interest that they create out of thin air. Whoever came up with that, okay? This is a slave system. You want to get out of the slave system? You want to get out of it? Well, you hold gold, you hold silver, platinum, palladium, silver, my all-time favorite. And yes, cryptocurrencies. If you're still too blind to see it, well, you know what? I feel sorry for you. All right. If you would have listened to this guy and bought at 3,000, 5,000, 10,000, 15,000, and 41,000, you'd be pretty freaking happy today, wouldn't you? Okay. But no, a lot of you are still stuck in some kind of denial phase. What, do you want to stay in the dollar? Are you retarded? Really? Do I have to put it that way to you? Anyway, did you see crude oil today, people? Did you see what happened? I told you to keep your eyes open for some kind of a missile strike or a terrorist attack on oil facilities. I just said this recently. I said if crude oil falls, watch for this to happen. Well, it just happened. Saudi Arabia oil facilities were hit. Crude oil did catch a bid, and this is probably going to put a temporary floor, it could be a permanent floor, under crude. And if crude falls again, expect it to happen again, but bigger. Bigger. This was just like a pinprick today. I think it was 14 drones armed with missiles. Well, you can expect that to expand if crude oil takes another hit, people. There's just no doubt about it. And like I said, and I know, I got my email box lit up like a Christmas tree. Greg, you were right. You called it. Yeah, I called it. But you knew it was going to happen anyway. I'm no one special here. Okay, all of you understand the freak show that's going on here. Nothing is what it seems. But count on more of this. Okay, worse if crude falls further, or if they attempt to really open up the strategic oil reserves enough to make a difference. Crude oil will be kept high in this environment. Okay. It's the lifeblood of the market. It's the lifeblood of the military-industrial complex. It's the lifeblood of the new world order. Okay? You got it? I think you do. So anyway, let's, what did I cover so far? I covered the markets. So what happened with the market today? So we had this run up earlier. Market sold off towards the end of the day. People, risk is rising. I told you, pay attention to the freaking MMRI. It's free for you to look at. Like I said, there's a link in the description of this video. Okay, the market is ignoring risk. You're not ignoring risk. You're not dumping your stocks either. You're not running for the hills like a scared little whatever the hell you might be out there. No. You're a lion if you've been following my work out here. Even if you don't trade, you're a freaking lion because you're ahead of the curve. You know exactly what's going to happen, when it's going to happen. For example, like a terrorist missile strike on oil facilities. I believe me, I read the comments, I read the emails, some of them, a lot of them at least I tried to, and a lot of you were astonished. They're like, Greg, you called it. Yeah, I did call it. But we see this over and over again. This is nothing new. This is a phenomenon that we have seen repeatedly through history. So expect more of it. When I tell you to expect the unexpected, which I've said many, many times, and raise your awareness, all I'm asking you to do really is look back on history a little bit. History is going to tell you what's going to happen in the future. You understand? Anyway, that's That's what's going on here. Here's a headline I want you to pay attention. This is Bloomberg. On Bloomberg, they're pushing some kind of a twisted narrative saying that people are dealing with inflation better than expected. Actually, this is completely not true. This is an absolute falsehood, and this is propaganda. Okay, could you imagine Greg Mannarino's shock that there's propaganda coming out of one of the mainstream financial outlets? People are suffering, people are hurting, but they don't want you to know that. You see, what they're trying to do is induce a state of learned helplessness. Okay, look up learned helplessness. Okay, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to lull people into some kind of twisted reality that does not exist. Again, they're trying to convince you desperately that what you are seeing, that what you are hearing is not real. Okay, but it's very real, and I can promise you it's going to get even more real. Anyway, what else here? I already told you about cryptocurrencies, gold and silver getting hit. People, it's an opportunity, in my opinion. And I've called this stuff really accurately. You can't argue with that here, people. So one other thing I wanted to say, I didn't want to touch too much on this, I'll be honest with you, because I might vomit right here on camera, is after it was announced here that the thing of Fed Chair Powell is going to get to keep his job, it wouldn't have mattered who they put in there. Again, here's another spot. They could make a farm animal, like I always refer to, a freaking farm animal, the chairperson of the Federal Reserve, and it's not going to matter. Okay, the Fed is going to do what they want when they want to. They are deliberately crushing an entire class of people on a worldwide scale. They're being eliminated. You have a target tattooed on your freaking face, and if you don't take it off, you're done. You're just done. You understand? So again, the Fed's going to do what they got to do, and you're going to get the illustrious retard in chief, the retard in chief, Bidenstein. Okay, look, they all do the same thing. Trump did the same thing. All he could do to borrow from the future to empower the Federal Reserve. The same thing, the freak before him, and they all have worshipers. They all have worshipers. They think they're gods. Obama's a god. Trump is a god. Biden, oh yeah, he's a god too. Every time I say something bad about the illustrious retard that we now have, I'm going to get slammed. I guarantee you I am going to get slammed to this. My email box is going to light up like a Christmas tree. It's probably doing it already. But I don't really care. Like I said, you can't handle it, leave. This blog is for winners, and that's all I want here. If you can't handle it, you don't belong here. Period. The freaking end. Anyway, so Fed Chair Freak Show Powell saying that he will use the Federal Reserve's tools to prevent inflation from becoming entrenched. In other words, basically he's trying to convince you that it's still transitory, that we've been hearing for a very, very long time. And I told you right from the get-go was dog shit. Total bullshit. All right. Anyway, something else I wanted to bring to your attention is, so we found out that home sales here unexpectedly rise here. But you know who's buying? Investors. They're turning this nation here into a nation of renters. Okay? You will own nothing, and you will be freaking happy. And you're going to keep your mouth shut. You can't think for yourself. No free movement. No free thought. No free action. Welcome to the New World Order. Anyway, look, I didn't freak out too badly, but this video has been exceedingly important, and I want you to share it, all right? I am expecting a lot of thumbs down for this video because I used the retard word more than once, and the last time I did that, I got literally crucified. And look, I need you guys. Look, I got your back. I want you to have my back, okay? I'm going to ask you. So when you see comments here, contrary to what I am saying, I would appreciate if you would let these people know how you feel about this, okay? They can't handle the R word. The R word? Don't say that. I'm going to run to my safe place. I don't give a damn. I really don't give a damn. If a word, one word, can really get you triggered, what kind of a marshmallow are you? What kind of a worm are you? Sincerely, you don't give a damn about anything else that's going on right under your face here? A central bank that's taking over the world, a retard president, This doesn't bother you at all. Inflation surging at its fastest pace in history. Energy prices surging. Food. It's out of control. An economy in free fall, and the lies that continue to be propagated, that doesn't bother you. But retard does. Well, all right, look, I'm out of here, all right? Love all of you. Please share the video, and I would appreciate a thumbs up because I know I'm going to get hit with a lot of thumbs down. All right, see you in the morning.